Coach McKenna here. Welcome. Great day to be Irish show. It couldn't be a better day. But you know what really? I hope you're having a good day. Special guest today, graduate, Ryan Novozinsky. I mean, he's just setting the world on fire. I mean, man, come on, he's got his own radio show.
There we go.
Out at school. Ryan graduated last year. Couldn't be prouder of him. He's done a lot of these things here at Notre Dame, and he's set the world on fire, and I'm going to let him tell you a little bit about that. But that's what we're here for, to show off our people that are here now, our teachers, our graduates, because we're proud of everybody in our family. And again, it keeps going back to family because we believe in family. Ryan, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Coach. Thanks for having me. This is amazing what you've been doing here. I know you probably don't want to gas yourself up on your own show, but there's a banner now. This is amazing. He's talking about my hats. Look at his merchandise. This is great.
Yeah, I got a banner. We got a lot of shirts floating around too. Ryan, let's go back a little bit. Who is Ryan? Who is Ryan Novozinsky?
Well, I'm just someone who's always been motivated every single day. When I wake up in the morning, I want to accomplish so many things. And as you know, when I was in high school, I wasn't really like that. It's gotten more to the point where when I'm in college, I am like that. And I want to make every day. I want to dominate every day. I really do.
That's great. Let's talk a little bit. Let's go back to Notre Dame. Talk a little bit about your family. How'd you end up here at Notre Dame?
Honestly, I think one day, I don't even think I made the decision to come here. I just it just happened. And it was one of the best decisions that ever happened to me that I didn't make.
What you do here at Notre Dame? I know you play football.
Right, yeah.
I know you were an active member in the weight room here. But let everybody know, right, what went on here when you were at Notre Dame.
So I played football, like Coach said. That encompassed all 4 years of my life here. And in my summers here, I always told people in high school, when they would be all excited about summer, I was like, okay, I'm excited about summer, but I don't have a summer because I'm going to be at school every single day, right?
That's right.
Absolutely. So I did that. That was honestly the biggest part of my life here at Notre Dame. And then student government encompassed a lot of my life as well. And Catholic Athletes for Christ, as Coach is so heavily involved in. I believe that's still going on.
Still going on.
Going strong. And all these different things have allowed me to see a bunch of people that have a lot of success in life, and I kind of wanted to emulate that, and I wanted to create this for myself. So I think I'm on a good path, and I wouldn't be here without all the things that I learned in high school, and not just in the classroom, the extracurricular things I did.
Now, apparently, we'll talk a little bit about your radio show in a minute, but how did you get into that, where you wanted to do something like that? Didn't you do a lot of the broadcasting here and everything for the games?
So when I was in 7th grade, my teacher asked us what kind of career we wanted to get into when we were older, and I had always had a good voice, and my voice was always deeper than everyone else's in middle school, and I just said I wrote it down on the paper. I was like, sports broadcaster, and I never really thought that it would be a thing. I thought that I thought everyone was destined to have a desk job when they were older. But then I started getting older and getting better and better at it. And I've always been someone that tries to create their own opportunities by networking. So when I went to OSU, I emailed the head program director of the radio station, and I asked him if I could get my own show. And there was that. And I'll get into that story a little bit later on in this. But when I came to Notre Dame, same thing. I asked Mr. Schaefer if I can get involved in the broadcasting club, and I ended up leading the broadcasting club and doing a pretty darn good job there.
Did a real good job. Now, we might as well, since we've led into it, we can bounce back different ways. Tell us about what's going on with this radio station at the college.
Yes, so we have a lot of fun doing the radio station. So it's KXEY Radio, Ocali Radio, as you can see on the hat right here. It is a student-run radio station, and I go every 3 days out of the week, and I go and record this. And it goes on air, it goes on the TuneIn app, and it also goes on my SoundCloud, which is where I post my podcast, because when you're in the media nowadays, you have to realize that not everybody can listen to your radio show in its full entirety.
Right.
So when you're doing a podcast, I think it's better, because I think people always say that radio's dead, radio's going to die, but radio's the only medium that really hasn't died. It's unbelievable. So I think the new evolution of radio is podcast, because everybody has a podcast show now. Like, it's great, and there's really good ones, and I hope that mine gets to a point where it's really good and I can start marketing myself more and more.
Who have been some of the guests you've had on the podcast?
Right. So, touching before, like I said, I talked about my networking skills. I reached out to a number of different people. I reached out to Brett McMurphy, who is the reporter who broke the Urban Meyer and Zach Smith story this past year, that big Ohio State scandal. I got him on my show through a simple email. I got an NFL player, Shamil Gary, who used to play at OSU and who played for the Patriots, Bills, and Bears, and Dolphins. I got him on my show, and I have an internship with him within the next coming weeks, through an Instagram DM. People need to realize now that networking, because of this connected world through social media and all this technology, it is so easy. But I don't think people take advantage of that. And my message to people that I try to just like hammer in their heads is that networking is easy and you should be doing it, especially in my field.
Right, it can't be too hard. I'm doing it, and if I can do this
Exactly.
stuff, it's not bad. And it is a good tool. It's a great tool. We use it here. Of course, you guys all know with our show, Great Day to Be Irish show. It's about highlighting what goes on here at Notre Dame,
right.
And that's what we're trying to do. And it's a simple thing. We sit down here, and it's like two guys, or I bring a teacher in, anybody, just two people talking about what they love to do, and it's real. It's not hard to do. I love to talk about this. I love to talk about the weight room. I love to talk about Notre Dame, and it makes it real easy. Where do you see your show going? In 3 years, where do you see your show?
Well, honestly, I like the platform we have now. I like how we have our own brand in the Novo. That's a pretty darn good show name. I like it. We have our own merchandise. I think 3 years from now, I would like for it to be the same sort of outline, but with an unfathomable amount of guests. Like, I want just guests from all different types of realms to be on my show, and for me to keep networking. I did a good job networking this year. Getting people on my show, getting good guests on my show. But I want it to be even better. I really do.
Now, how's school going? That's an important thing too here, pal.
Oh yeah.
Radio shows going good, but how's school going?
So, you have to treat every day like a blank slate. Okay. I have this radio show, I don't like talking about, because I've talked about my radio show all the time. But I also really want to talk about my academic success, because it's so important to balance it too. You can have amazing academic success and have amazing extracurricular success. So I treat every day like a 9-to-5 job. So you wake up at 8 a.m., you get ready and whatnot, go to class, and then you're done class probably at like 2, 1, whenever, and you can do your homework within those next 3 hours, but don't overwork yourself. You shouldn't be killing yourself by overworking yourself. It's unreal, the amount of work some people do. You have to have a good balance, and with that good balance comes good grades. Because I got a 4.0 my first semester and a 3.8 my second semester, as well as all the extracurricular success that we've talked about.
One of the things that I think you've always been very good at, and I've kind of hung up on this lately, is because I heard it over a commencement speech from a coach, is just be you. And I think you are a prime example. I said, that you are just who you are.
Yeah.
And one of the things I think there's a big thing with today's youth, even adults, they're trying to be something they're not. They're trying to be somebody else. They're trying to be like that movie star, that athlete. Be yourself. Just be you. And I think you've done a really good job of that.
Yeah.
And in high school, that was even that way. You had your own way of doing things.
Right.
And that's what I liked about that. You go back in high school. Is there anything you would do different?
Absolutely not. If anything, to answer your question, there's one thing I would do different is the fact that I would just do more. Because I realized this year that even doing stupid little things, it will pay off in the long run. If you're doing just like a dumb little club, you join it, you'll meet someone in that club that will know someone. And I think the big thing that I want to hammer in today, like I said before, is networking, because you don't know the amount of opportunities that someone will give to you, and not you'll have to earn them. Obviously, nothing's given in this world, but if you know the right people, you can not talk your way, but work your way into these opportunities. I had a guy last year, Nick Gallo. He's the sideline reporter for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Like I said, I DM'd him on Twitter last year. And what ended up happening was he passed my name along because he saw how persistent I was to a sports website called thesportswager.com, and I ended up doing an internship with them last year. Now, fast forward the clocks 1 year, Nick Gallo just passed my resume to the Oklahoma City Thunder. So I don't know what's going to happen with that, and I can't say, and I don't want to jinx anything, knock on wood actually, knock on Coach McKenna's wooden desk here, but that could turn into an opportunity. It's just all about that.
And that's not a lot of different. We've talked in other shows. Ryan's called it networking. We call it making relationships and everything. It's the relationships you make along the way and the kind of impressions you make. That one impression could make a difference in your life. And I think that's important to know, especially for young kids, because a lot of times they lose that chance to make that good impression and everything. Okay, favorite moment ever at Notre Dame?
Okay, I have it. It didn't happen in this building. I'll tell you where it happened. On the beaches of Seagirt, when we were just doing one of the worst workouts I've ever done in Notre Dame's history, and it was amazing. That was like one of the most Brotherhood moments I've ever had with the team at Seagirt. But probably in the building, I would say that one time me and Matt Hill, shout out to Matt Hill, he's also doing well in school, by the way. We came late to, or no, we didn't show up to one lift. Coach McKenna had us come in the afternoon, and he kicked our tails in with this workout, and it was awesome. I felt great afterwards, but in the moment, you kind of like, oh, I hate this guy. But, that's the kind of thing that drives people,
Well, and one of the things we always talk about it, and I love from the movie Any Given Sunday,
right?
They talk about, the one player's talking about what does he miss about the game. Mm-hmm. And he talks about looking back at those 10 other faces in the huddle, that brotherhood.
Right.
And that's something and it's just not a football thing. It's every team you're involved in. It's a family here, but it's that brotherhood that you're involved with. And that's something that never goes away.
Yeah.
I know you guys all keep tight and everything and keep close, and that's important. You need that today, that brotherhood, sisterhood. If you're on a female team, you need that. And I can remember that workout. And we actually went down to Seagirt again this year, and we had one of those workouts again. But it was a great time. And Ryan's talking about the time we actually went down. We took advantage of a situation.
Oh, yeah.
And they were closing the building for a week. So what we did, we went to Seagirt for 3 days. We stayed 2 nights, 3 days, and our first workout on the beach, it was great. It was unbelievable. So unbelievable. And it was one of the hardest workouts they ever saw. So about 3 days later, we kind of spooked them a little bit. We were going back down. We had them carry their bells. We had them go down, and they're all thinking, here we go again. And then we had a sandcastle built. And they were all so happy to build sandcastles and not to do anything with me with the bells.
Yes.
That they had a blast. This year, diving into the water, it's just a memory they created.
Oh, yeah.
Got to give a shout out, a little bit about your family. Talk about dad, mom, some of the things they do, bringing the exchange students in.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, they do so much for, all these different programs here, and they do so much for this school. And, you talked about the exchange students coming in. That has been the most unbelievable experience of my life. These, we had three Chinese kids come in from China, international students. They came in my junior year, I believe. And they've just changed our lives. Carter was there first, and he didn't live with us at first, but then he came to live with us. And then there's Leo and Drake. Got to give a shout out to Leo and Drake. And then there's Aries now. So Leo and Drake, and Carter, we just bonded with all of them. I kind of like just grew up with them, and I tried to bring them into my social circles here, and they loved it. Some of my friends, Drake is their best friend too, and Drake just my mom's in China right now actually. With Drake's family. So it's another thing about seizing your opportunities. My parents, when they took this up, they knew that they weren't going to be the family that just kind of goes through the motion. They're going to be the family that is going to be the best at doing this. So I think the records will show that since my mom is in China right now with Drake, that proves that we did a good job.
You did. They say you can't pick your parents, but you've been blessed.
Oh yeah.
Unbelievable, and just good people and good friends. Ryan, any message you'd like to get out there? We're trying to reach the youth coming to Notre Dame, or people want to know about Notre Dame.
Right.
Any kind of message you could send out to somebody coming to Notre Dame, or a parent thinking about bringing their son or daughter to Notre Dame?
I just think that this place will teach you how to work hard, because there's things here that if you sit back and wait for an opportunity, they're not going to come. And this will come in college too, and on a worse level. But you have to learn it here, because if you learn it here, and I know a lot of successful people that have graduated from this school, tons of successful people, you'll learn how to do that hard work now, so that when you do it in college, it's a breeze. We talked about that during your workouts. You said like, you're going to hate this now, but in the long run, you're going to love it. And I learned that that's the truth, because whenever I have like, finals week and everything like that, I just think like, those parking lot workouts, I've done that. This is nothing. So you guys can get it done. And if you want to get it done the right way and to be the hardest worker you can be, come to this place.
Okay, now a little shout out for your station. If I want to listen to one of your shows, how do I do it?
Right. So I will. The SoundCloud link is permanently in my Facebook bio. It's Ryan Novozinsky. That's my Facebook. In my Instagram bio, at Ryan Novo is my Instagram, and on Twitter, it's also in my bio there, at Ryan Novo 62.
And now I got him on here. We're going to trade off. I'm going to end up doing a podcast.
Yes. Wait for Coach McKenna. I'm going to be back in Tulsa, Oklahoma on Friday. So sometime within the next 2 weeks, I'll get into the recording studio that they have at one of the local buildings has over there, and we'll get that done.
That's great. And you know what? And watch the show. He's an interesting young man, and he's going to go places. And he's in my prayers every day. One of the things I wanted to bring up before we go online is a couple of things we got. Check out our summer programs. We just get after it all summer long. If you go to ndnj.org, check on summer programs. You can check the programs. Also, if you want to look at past videos, go to the strength training page. They've got all the videos lined up. But get involved, and that's a key anymore. Get involved and just be you. Hey, great day to be Irish. Have a good day.
Have a good day.